Attorneys. Lerner and Rowe started with just two people in 1993. Today, they run one of the nation's top five largest multi state personal injury firms, doing thousands of cases a year. But here's what's wild: they didn't scale by cloning the founders. They scaled by systematizing the intake process so tightly that growth stopped being about the founder's time and started being about repeatable operations. Quick context: my name is Hugo E. Gomez. I'm the founder of Abogados now. We've worked with over 500 law firms nationwide and driven more than $250 million in settlement fees. And we're a Google Premier partner that puts us at the top 3% of agencies in the world. So let's get into it.
Before we continue, a quick note and the only break you'll hear in today's episode. Most attorneys know they should be reaching Hispanic clients, but very few do it well. That's where we come in. At Abogados Now, we build authentic Spanish language campaigns that actually get you more cases and grow your practice. So, if you're looking for a new way to get more clients, book a call with our team today at abogadosnow.com. Now, let's get back to the episode.
Glenn Lerner and Kevin Rose started as a two-person operation in 1993. They only focused on personal injury, their overhead was super low, and the founders were doing most of the intake calls. Fast forward to today, they've grown to over 50 attorneys, 400 support staff, and presence across Nevada, New Mexico, Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana, Washington, Oregon, California, Florida, and Alabama. And they weren't stranger to the trap that many firms fall into. You grow, but the founders still have to touch every big decision, every key relationship. It's how you keep quality, but it's also how you suffocate. Lerner and Rowe broke that pattern by doing something most plaintiff firms never do. They stopped treating intake as a founder responsibility and started treating it as a repeatable system. They documented every intake script, they audited them, they did quality assurance on every call, they had real time tracking of case routing and assignments. The intake process became a machine, not a person. And that's when scale becomes possible. Because now you can hire intake reps, you can train them on scripts, you can audit them, and move the cases throughout the system at volume, at scale, without the founder's judgment. The founder's judgment happens in the case strategy, not so much in the filtering or distribution. So it was a great partnership. Glenn focused on big vision, goals, growth. Kevin more so on day to day operation. That division only works because the operations were systematized. Without that operating model, they could afford to invest more in case acquisition than most firms make in total revenue. There's a profile on them by Esquire Bank that puts their annual marketing spend at over $25 million. And it works because the system behind it can actually digest the volume. Most plaintiff firms trying to scale past 20 million in annual revenue usually hit a hard ceiling. It's because they're still running all the qualified leads to the founder for final approval or for relationship sealing. The more cases that qualify, the more founder time it takes. Growth becomes a time management crisis instead of a systems problem. And that's where they stop. So, what they mastered is having a documented system that's transferable. The founder's judgment is never transferable. So, a firm with real operations can be acquired at a predictable multiple because the value is in the process, not in the people. When Lerner and Rowe sells or brings in capital, the buyer or investor isn't betting on Glenn or Kevin showing up to work forever. They're buying a documented multi state, multi office system that runs regardless of who's in the room. Earlier this year, they implemented AI systems and operational process improvements that accelerated case progression by up to 3 months, all while keeping operations tight across multiple states. So the lesson is really simple: intake systems scale. However, founders just don't. And the firms that figured that out early, they're the ones that actually got really big. And here's the thing: you don't need 50 attorneys and 400 staff to start building this. You start with one intake script, one quality audit, and one clear case assignment rule. So build a system now while you're small, because the Spanish speaking market, about 1 in 5 Americans right now, is still underserved by firms with real operations behind them. That's a huge door for firms that have the systems to grab it. If you're ready to move intake off the founder's desk, let's talk about where to start. Book a call with us. Our information is in the call notes, and we'll show you exactly what might be holding your firm back. Talk soon.